Hello everyone and welcome back to the HCW channel and welcome back to another HCW Show Squared, the show that is a format or formula of the HCW Show podcast, and it's part the power of, you guessed it, 2. I'm your host as always, Dan, DP, as we all say around the graveyard nowadays, D3Z, yeah. And I am of course joined by my compatriot who's also at the graveyard with me. It is Mr. Impact Craig. How you doing?
It's that M-I-C Craig, aka Mr. Impact. Yeah, I'm good. It's been obviously certain news came out today about a certain, is it Taskmaster or is it Games Master? Taskmaster. Yes.
Yeah, Taskmaster,
yeah.
Yeah, of course. R.I.P. Kevin Sullivan, Taskmaster, Dungeon of Doom, all that good stuff. You'll be missed.
Yeah, the devil in TNA, literally.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, literally did a stabbing or something, or ritual sacrifice.
I mean, there's been a few. Luchasaurus is technically a zombie. Or Killswitch is technically a zombie.
Yeah.
The bunny, technically a zombie. But yeah, sure.
That works. You know, we roll with it.
Wrestling.
But no, this is of course the review for NXT on the 6th of August. I forgot what date it was then. For the 6th of August. Great American Bash Week 2. So this is the second of the TV specials for Great American Bash. Of course, last week was week 1 because that's how weeks work. And I think without any further ado, have you got any comments before we go into it?
Just why? Where's why?
We'll get into why he is saying that. I am giddy with joy. We kick things off. Great American Bash Week 2, recap of last week, yada yada, and we also get the reveal of the Hank and Tank vlog. They've been vlogging over week 1. We see some vlog footage, and they're doing the same for week 2. Fantastic stuff.
Great stuff.
So we kick things off though with no shenanigans, no power outages, no Mission Impossible James Bond spy montage. It is just a straightforward match. No titles on the line. It is a pure grudge match. Pete Dunne and Trick Williams. We of course are here because Pete Dunne attacked Trick Williams randomly because Trick Williams lost the title and can't get his life together or something. I'm not too sure what the reasoning is for this feud.
Because he can't figure it out.
Yeah, very odd reasoning. I mean, I assume Pete Dunne sees Trick as some sort of pedestal or some sort of platform to leap himself forward in terms of the NXT title scene.
Pete Dunne? Jeez.
I don't know. But we are here. And the match ends with Pete Dunne hitting the bitter end and getting the 1-2-3 clean win over Trick Williams. So I rated 3.5 stars firstly. And you know, I did predict this happening. I love me a bit of Pete Dunne. Back in the days of NXT UK, on the Brit Rest scene, when I watched it regularly, Dunne was one of my favourites to watch. Like, obviously, stuff in Progress, some Rev Pro stuff he used to do, like Fight Club Pro, like I was, like Attack Wrestling, like there was so much of it that he did. You can mention them. It's just, it's factual. It's factual.
Just maybe don't mention the owner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Who I was very nearly training with.
Who knows? You know, we never know. Nope.
Crazy how things work.
But he's only improved experience as time went on, from being signed to WWE with NXT UK, going through the British tournaments that he did with, I mean, the what was called the NXT UK Championship tournaments.
Yeah.
Those weird things in Blackpool. And then obviously going to the main roster, going through NXT as well, I mean, and then now coming back down to NXT to hone his craft. I will say it's good to see him in NXT, because it's like he's got a weight lifted off himself. It's like he can be more himself in NXT, whereas on main roster he's a bit rigid. It's a bit more, he's not really himself, or at least what we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not the same.
Yes. Pete Dunne is so good, and the fact on main roster hasn't clicked for him sucks.
Yeah.
Even when he's in the Brawling Brutes, that was probably the best it's been for Pete Dunne on the main roster.
Yeah.
But even then, it was very hit and miss. Brawling Brutes, because it was just focused on Sheamus getting the IC title. That was the Brawling Brutes. No real rhyme or reason to them doing much on the main roster.
Yeah.
So yeah, NXT does suit people that need to just do what they want to do.
Yeah, it really does. But this match itself served the purpose that it was meant to, and more. It was a great way to open the show and keep the crowds hyped up for what was to come. I also think that despite Dunne's prestige or his career at this point in time, I don't think many people thought he was going to win here. I think most people, I think yourselves included in the statement, thought Trick was going to win this match. Pardon me.
Yeah.
But never mind that. I think even if Pete was going to win, it was going to be in some sort of dirty fashion, or low blow, or sneak attack behind the ref's back, whatever. But it was a case of just Trick misses the trick knee in the corner, and then boom, bitter end. Like it was a clean win, and I was very surprised to see it, because you don't see it happen often, especially with Trick Williams, like, who is, like, you know, as we keep saying, NXT's golden boy. Like,
yeah, I'm glad Pete Dunne won.
Yeah,
I'm just a big fan of Pete Dunne. I rated this match, you know, it's good. I wasn't going into it with the biggest amount of hype, which may have helped it a little bit. Because you know how I feel about Trick, just a bit meh. But when you're in the ring with Pete Dunne, you're gonna have a banger.
yeah.
It's just how it works. Pete Dunne's.
I always refer back to, like, the Ilya matches that Trick had.
Yeah.
With Dragunov, he had a great match. You know, with Pete Dunne, he had a great match. But when he fought, like, Lexus King, it wasn't a great match. Like, there's a common factor here, you know. Like, and I think this is one of Trick's best matches today. But again, the common factor is who he faces rather than himself.
Yeah.
I did have another note though, and on Trick himself, and this might be a bit of a hot take, so prepare yourselves in the audience. The man is not ready. Trick, I mean, he's not ready for the main roster. And I've seen so many people be like, "Oh, he'll be great on the main roster. Yeah, he's gonna kill it on the main roster. He'll kill it on speed. He won't kill it on SmackDown or on Raw. SmackDown only cares about the bloodline, and Trick's not Samoan. He won't fit in that. And on Raw, they care about Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Liv Morgan, and Dominic Mysterio, and Punk and Drew. That's the only things they care about. NXT is the best place for him, because it's the best way he'll get the most spotlight and the most shine. But another thing as well, he I'm a big advocate for entrances and auras that people have. And, you know, Gunther has an absolute aura about him. Damian Priest has an aura about him. Rhea Ripley has an aura about her. You know? Trick has an aura in NXT. And I keep coming back to it because his theme song is very empty.
Yeah.
Like, it fits the crowd because the crowd is like, what, 100, 200? Something like that? All going, whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. But do you really think a crowd of 20, 30,000 people are going to be chanting whoop that trick?
In that case, it has happened. Trick and Mela made an appearance on SmackDown, and Trick, people were saying whoop that trick.
Mm.
But I do agree he's not ready. Like he shouldn't be going to the main roster anytime soon. Not until he can have a match where he's not being carried for 80% of it.
Yeah.
And can go longer than 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like the only reason the main event of the Fatal 4-Way, I forget where it was. My head's gone. It was because it was a Fatal 4-Way. Yeah. You had all this stuff going on. Yeah, Trick is good, but he's not good enough.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah, yet, absolutely.
Hopefully he can improve it, hopefully. But yeah, I'm not. When I first started watching NXT, like it was kind of like similar to Daniel Bryan. Like everyone was backing him, so I thought, okay, maybe I'll back him.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized, like, why? I don't actually like him. Like, I don't get the hype around him. Mm-hmm. And it is the same with Daniel Bryan for me. Like, it was that type of the yes movement stuff, and now whoop that trick stuff. Like, I'm fine with it,
yeah,
but it's not for me.
And I don't know it. Like the guy's been around at NXT for a good number of years. Like before he was his own guy, he was Carmelo's guy, and I mean Carmelo took to it like a fish out of water. You know, it's so naturally with Carmelo, and it's just obviously Carmelo's not the greatest on the mic, but that's neither here nor there. But Trick, I don't know what it is. He's not grasping it. It's weird.
It's not landing.
And he's the main guy.
No.
He's the main character. In NXT, that is. But
I think they're going to have him go through obstacles. But given that he lost in the first obstacle...
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It's definitely an interesting story. But I did also want to bring to attention on that note a comment that I saw on cagematch.net, by user Randy Daddy. So obviously Carl Vedrick. So the guy said 6.0, so I think that's 3 stars. The match was decent, but what the actual fuck? Why is Trick being treated like a chump? First, everyone talented got drafted to the main roster, making his title reign lackluster. Then he got pinned by Shawn Spears as a champion. Then he got his title taken without even being pinned. Got stuck in a weird match with Cedric, and now he lost to Pete Dunne of all people. That's some heinous booking, considering Trick is still the most overguard in NXT, barring Joe Hendry. The match was very physical. Lots of chops and knees. Dunne doing his finger breaking makes you cringe so hard. Why did he do that? Maybe it looked good in the gym halls in the UK with 30 people watching, but it doesn't look good on TV. Trick hit a flapjack from a second rope, which looked very impressive. A whole commercial was spent in Dunne locking Trick in a submission. Finish was kind of flat. I could do a whole video of me just ripping like cage match comments, but story is the story. There's a story as to why Trick's being booked that way. Like he can't deal with the after effects of losing his title, even though he wasn't directly involved in losing his title, and that's part of his downfall. As to he did actually lose his title, but he can't get a rematch for it. At least not right now, anyway. Cedric match is just a TV match. It's not much to think about, really. And and losing to Pete Dunne is the best thing for this whole thing, because it means Pete Dunne can go up for a little bit. Trick can focus on other people for now until you build him back up to face Ethan Page, because that's the direction that we all know it's going. It's just not right now. And as Craig said earlier, like, it's obstacles. It's about obstacles and building them for Trick Williams to get through to eventually come back to Ethan. So, that comment made me laugh. So I thought I'd share it.
That's a madness.
After that, we move on to backstage. Where my comment here is, I don't know what I just witnessed. Some sort of backstage party. Hank and Tank are officiating it, but there's Lexus King on the decks playing some actual music in, like, you know, rock music. Then in comes Eddie Thorpe because he takes offense to good music. Then we get some sort of rib eating contest between Robert Stone and Stevie Turner. I'm assuming there'll be more to this because that's just what NXT do with these sorts of things.
Yeah.
It was there.
We've literally got a feud over music again.
Yep.
And I mean, it's gonna. I need Robert Stone and Stevie Turner in a match.
I think it's coming.
I need that.
I think it's coming.
Has to, but do it properly.
No, they won't do it.
Not just a comedy match. I mean, it's going to be comedy for the most part.
It'll be a comedy match. It will. You know it will.
Yeah.
Anyway, we remain backstage. Ethan Page needs water, specific water for his ice bath. Great stuff. When in comes Nathan Frazier to wish him luck. They exchange barbs about getting pinned. Ethan takes offense to being pinned and talks about which of them might finish the night with the titles. Teasing the title change tonight. Would it be Oro though, or would it be MSK? Also, where's Axiom? Because Nathan's also wondering that. Would it be a handicap match in the main event? I mean, in the title match. We move on to the NXT Women's North American Championship. Champion Kalani Jordan taking on challenger Tatum Paxley. And of course, as no one thought was going to happen, Tatum loses the match to a frog splash. Kalani's still champion. I rated this 3 stars. It was decent. Kalani's already very good despite her earnest in her career. But it's Tatum I can't help but feel needs a bit more work. Some more polish. Like, because character-wise, she's got it. It's there. But in ring, it's a bit lacking for her. I also feel like, in this specifically, they played too little, into the injury angle. In that Kalani got a leg injury, and Priscilla said it, by purely limping. But she was still doing high flying moves and climbing the ropes, and she was still doing all that, but not selling the leg. But then suddenly she's walking again. Oh, I'm limping. It was very peculiar. I did like Tatum's 450 splash. Like, that's a really good move that she does. Other than that, though, that's all I had.
Yeah, it was a good match, but it fairly got me because, well, it fairly got me, but about 5 minutes into the match, I wanted Tatum to win.
Mm-hmm.
I got behind Tatum Paxley. Now it's going into it. I'm not 100% sure Kalani was the right choice to be the first champion.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems as though they're trying to make this similar to the men's North American Championship, a workhorse title.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Kalani's necessarily ready to be a workhorse. She's good.
Mm-hmm.
But you go back to her match against Sol Ruka, and they did the exact same spot as Ospreay and Ricochet. Now I don't mind that, but where's the sense in doing that? And in this one, I think you need an established star to carry that title and have Kalani win it, but have it be built up to win it.
Yeah, and to further on to that, actually, because I agree. Like, she's fought Sol Ruka, and then she's gone from Sol Ruka to Tatum Paxley, which is quite a downgrade. I don't mean any offense to Tatum, but like prestige level wise, you're not going to get a better match from Tatum Paxley than you would from Sol Ruka. And it's this whole, like, the roster is very deep for NXT women. Like, there's a very deep roster. But the problem with having a deep roster is differing skill levels. And a lot of your matches are going to be against people who aren't as good as others. And on the other side of the coin, you could have been like, yeah, Kalani was wrong to win that match, but you could also say Fallon Henley could have won that match, or Mishin could have won that match. And then you'll be like, okay, but Mishin would be in the exact same scenario that Kalani's in that she fought Sol Ruka probably first, or Jinder Parker first, and then probably fought Tatum Paxley. Like, and then if you had Fallon Henley, she'd be fighting Sol Ruka probably, and then move on to someone else, like Brindley Reese. Like, it's a very awkward line to go and try and, like, establish yourself on. But I think you're right. I think Kalani's not ready for it. It should have been a title that she won off of someone, rather than being the inaugural champion. Saying that, though, I think the two who I predicted to win that match, Fallon Henley, would have been a good choice, and alternatively, the one you said to win that match, Mishin, would also been a good choice.
Yeah.
But we're in the era of Lani, because nobody doesn't like Lani, which is a line that they conveniently dropped from her promos.
God.
We don't forget here. We don't forget. But it's a very weird scenario they're in with this title, because they're doing, as you said, they're doing the Philly route of having any and all challengers, but then you do bring in a lot of the lower tier people.
And in Kalani's defense, that's how you become a prestigious champion, in defending the title. Every time you're in that ring, you defend that title, and I'm here for it. But like I said, it doesn't feel like Kalani is at that spot yet, because she's athletic, and that's pretty much what she's got going for her.
Yeah,
it's a good place to start, but you need a lot more, especially as the first champion. Because you want that first reign to be memorable. And if, I don't know, Jada Parker wins that title next, it's going to be a completely different reign. And I feel like it might be more memorable because Jada Parker has more of a character.
Yeah. And that's the whole argument of, like, ring work against character. Because, like, one is one more important than the other. Like, if you're a good ring worker, do you need to have good promo skills or have a good character? Or if you're a good character, do you need to have good in-ring skills? Or can you coast by?
Yeah, having one is a good place to start, but you need both to be considered a top top person on the roster.
Yeah, especially nowadays. Because, you know, like, back in the 80s or whatever, you could have, you know, controversial, I know, but Hulk Hogan was a good talker. He had a good character. But he was dog shit in the ring. He was horrible in the ring.
Yeah. Moves just over and over again, 6 moves.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could say the same about a certain cleaner, but I won't because I don't want the Internet to come after me. But yeah, it's you need both now.
Yeah, one winged. So
I'm not ready to fight the Internet, so
post match. Wendy Doll appears. Wendy Chu appears with a doll. I'm having an absolute fucking. I'm having the worst show today. Right, Wendy Chu appears, and she's got a doll. Which is again something that I predicted last week. I was joking when I said it, but it happened, so I'm taking it. She gives the doll to Tatum, and then pulls her off the steel steps of the chokehold. Okay. They did this.
See,
I
was really hoping that because the camera was on Kalani, I was hoping by the time they got to Tatum and Wendy,
they're gone.
They disappeared.
Yeah.
I wanted that so much. That was so sick, but it's live. It doesn't work like that.
They did this thing as well, and I found quite funny. Was the angle that they had it at, because it was on Kalani, that you saw Wendy pull Tatum off the steps, and it's like they were completely out of shot, both of them, like off screen completely. So for me, it reminded me of like, you know, like when a shark comes into the scene or whatever, and then just eats someone and they go off scene. Like
yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. Just but I'm being dragged off screen. Like, and then, but yeah, as you said, like, I was hoping by the time she got around there, because she was limping, that they'd be gone. But no, they were still there. Just Kalani was not well. Kalani, Tatum was knocked out. So yeah. In other news, you were pleased to know that Winnie Chu won a match won a dark match against Myra Ray Steele, I think it was.
Good for Wendy.
Good for Wendy.
What's the point of a dark match on in this day? Yeah.
I think they put it on Level Up. I think
that makes sense, but there's been a lot of dark matches.
Yeah.
That's a bit okay.
I don't know. It's for the live audience, right? Backstage, Miles Bourne and Chai Dempsey are here, and they're discussing Kendall Gray when Ren Sinclair comes in. And Ren wants to be in the group, so tries to make a match with Kendall so that if she wins, she's in the group. And also, by the way, Tavian is in Japan for the N1. You know, because Ren doesn't believe that because she thinks that they've killed off Tavian for some reason.
Mistakes won't be tolerated.
Yeah. You know, Japan and NY are code for mistake.
I mean, you know, Charlie is one of these who punishes people for losing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 of the NXT lost its anniversary. So does he punish all of them now, or didn't that matter because it's TNA?
But was Ren there?
No, I wish he was. That's so sick. I want Ren to be in TNA. I'm happy with that.
So Chai says no to this about Kendall joining the about Ren joining the group. Fucking hell, man! Get your head straight. Right, Ren wants to join the NQCC that Chai's in charge of. Chai says no. Okay, we're there. But here comes Tony D'Angelo, and in the most confusing piece of storyline that I do not understand whatsoever. So he teases Charlie for I thought you had talked to women, or thought women weren't allowed in the NQTC, whatever. Charlie's not even contemplating it. Like, Charlie does not want her in the group. Tony then makes it, if Ren wins her match, he'll give Charlie a Heritage Cup match. Why? Like, so the stipulation is now, if she wins, Charlie gets a match, Heritage Cup match, but it's still not confirmed that Ren will be part of the group if she wins. And she's like, but I might not win, you know, I might not be feeling like it. And then Charlie's like, yeah, okay. But why did Tony even do that? There was no reason.
He's just got himself in a trophy defense match.
Yeah, against one of the most prolific technical wrestlers in NXT.
Just so someone can be added to a group. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
But it's like, I would get it if maybe it's some sort of swerve where Ren's part of the family or something. I don't know, but like, I don't see that happening. So in my head, it's like, why is Tony helping Ren here? Join a group of people that he gives no shits about. Like, if anything, Ren's proven that she don't that she don't report to the police. He should want her in his group. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we go backstage. We're still backstage. Pete Dunne in an interview, he says that he raised to be NXT champion, and that Trick isn't, and now he needs to work that out. And suddenly, Trick attacks him. Okay, why? Trick, you're the good guy. Trick your face. Like, you've not been a heel. Like, you were a heel with Carmelo. Like, you're not a heel now. Why are you unprovokingly attacking Pete Dunne backstage?
Yeah, he's just trying to go home. He's done.
Yeah, he's Pete Dunne. Yeah, that's right. Your next match is for the NXT Championship? The World Championship? Yes. It's Ethan Page defending against Oro Mensah. So does that mean the titles are main eventing? Are we getting a title change there? So yeah, this is not main eventing. The world title, which I'm very surprised by. Ethan Page, Oro Mensah. Ethan wins and retains the Ego's Edge. My first note here was, I'm really surprised that they didn't start. They didn't just start the match with a roll up. I really thought they were going to. I think I'm safe though in saying that the match result was never in doubt. Despite the shock value that an Oro win would have been, this whole feud leading to the match served as the first feud or title program for Ethan Page's title run. And honestly, while the feud didn't do anything for Ethan, the match itself did. It gave Ethan, a clean, decisive win against an opponent, despite the fact that he's a chicken shit heel. Like, it gives him credibility for whoever the next challenger is. And for Oro, the feud has transcended him past, he's just a fall guy for Noam Dar. And Oro did look like an actual babyface here, like a valuable member of the roster, like someone who could be their own singles guy. So it'll be interesting when Noam Dar comes back, and what that dynamic will be when he comes back.
Yeah.
What do you think of the match?
Very good match. The right call was made by not making it the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So, well done. You're actually listening
to the show.
Yeah. The times we've said. certain matches should be main eventing.
I mean, there aren't many NXT review shows out there, so.
You never know. Yeah, it was good. It was kind of, I won't say ruined, but given how obvious it was who's going to win this match, it was a little bit diluted, I guess. We knew Paige wasn't losing. A real big part of me, for some reason, felt like Josh Alexander was going to get involved in this match. And I think I know why. I do know why. But it's just... Oro has impressed me. I haven't, because I hadn't seen a lot of Oro matches in singles match. Not even tag matches, to be honest. Before I started watching it, I only saw him as known as corner guy.
Yeah.
That's literally what I've seen him as. So fair play from how it's worked out. But yeah. Never in doubt. But both champion challenger looked good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we made a good choice. They main evented.
Yeah, exactly.
Good choice.
And for those who are, unaware or uninitiated, the reason why Craig thought Josh might have been involved in this match, Josh Alexander, is because allegedly, I'm not saying this because Craig might get a little bit angry. Allegedly, there's been talks between WWE or NXT and Josh Alexander to bring him in. Not on a full-time thing, but just like the same thing like Joe Hendry. And like he might go there for a few weeks and do a feud with someone and have a match on a PLE or something. Like that's the idea, I believe, behind his appearance being there. Of course, don't tell Craig this, because Craig is a little bit angry because of the whole NXT and A dynamic going on right now.
So, if Josh Alexander goes to NXT, then I want Obafemi. Which I think is a fair swap.
It's a good exchange.
that is a fair swap. You've got this standard of TNA. And it would make sense if because we'll get into Joe Hendry in a minute, but it would make sense because of stuff Joe Hendry. But we need someone else, right? Because if you watch TNA this week, Dante Chen was in a qualifying match for the Ultimate X. Very, very good match. And Wolfgang made evented with Joe Hendry. We're getting better. It's still not there.
Yeah.
Because I'm not being no disrespect on Dante Chen. Who in the TNA audience knows Dante Chen?
Oliver.
In fairness, he got a good reaction.
Yeah.
In fairness, he did get a good reaction. Like, I think people was actually surprised by that. But yeah, I try not to, every week I try not to go on a rant about this, but it just irritates me.
I mean, it's natural, and I do try and goad you into it. So it's content, Craig. It's content.
Yeah. And it's just when we get to Joe Hendry match, it'll be a bit more because yeah.
So you did mention that we'll get into Joe Hendry a bit later, but we'll have to wait still for a little bit more because there's still more stuff to go through. We've got an interview with the Rascals. All three of them are there. They never really thought about how this day would come. All three of them in NXT or in WWE or just together again because they've not been together since before COVID. Wes talks about his time in NXT, team with Zachary, being tag champs, and then suddenly having to deal with everything alone. He won the North American title, but standing with Zachary and Trey is his biggest and happiest moment. It's quite nice. It was quite a wholesome moment, a wholesome interview. They seem ready for their match later in the main event. I was like, okay, cool. And to be honest, it was clear it was main when Ethan and Oro were put mid-spot.
Yeah.
It's like, what else could it be? Like, it's going to be the random throwaway match that we have after Henry's match. Like, so we go backstage again. Back to the party. They play some of that beanbag in the hole game. I don't know what it's called. Where you throw the beanbag into like a wooden platform thing, and it's got a hole in it. You got to aim for the hole.
Little bit of a tangent here on the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They were disappointed when it went through the hole. I thought that was the point.
Yeah.
I was the point to get it through the hole on the board.
That is the
They were
point.
disappointed when it went through. That's very weird.
This lends this adds to the thing that this is not all filmed in one setting. What? Maybe not in one session. Like, there's so many shots of different people and different things. It's like, you know, this is not all in the same place at the same time. So it's like I genuinely think they spliced in the wrong reaction.
Or I don't think they were actually playing the game.
Maybe. It's like, oh man, I'll wait to do that. I wanted to throw that beanbag into the hole. I could say, as someone from the UK, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I've never played that game ever, even in my childhood. I don't think we have it here. We might do, I don't know, but I don't recall playing it ever.
I have seen it over here, but I've never something that's actually been done by me.
Yeah. So there we go. So the first official meeting of me and Craig, we'll play that beanbag in the whole game.
Fuck it, damn it.
Brindley Riggs is hanging with Jada Parker. Cool. When in comes Ashante Adonis, who's trying to flirt. Okay. In comes Sol Ruka and the future of women's wrestling, Lola Vice. They reminisce on failed opportunities. In comes Tyson DuPont, who's respectful. I thought, that's cool. Tyson's really cool. Then in comes some gym bro, who's like, yeah, you're all smoke shows. Which, by the way, that's Scarlett's gimmick in TNA. And then he gets shield power bombed into a table. Good barbecue. Good barbecue.
Yeah, I rate it.
And of course, if you're in the IWC, if you're in the Twitter space or the X space of wrestling when TNA was on, when NXT was on, you would have seen at least 20 posts of the same fucking image of the downward camera facing upwards at Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice. Like being like, yeah, we're girl bosses. Yeah. It was so fucking weird. No, I like the show power bomb. It was just missing a ooh ah. Solo.
Yeah. It happened.
Yeah. Now we come to the Battle of Joes, where the winner gets to keep their first name. We have potentially Coffee against potentially Hendry. So who do you think wins? It's Joe! Joe wins the match. Which Joe was it? Was it Coffee or Hendry?
Samoa.
It was Samoa. There you go. You get the game. It's just a random fucking run-in from AEW superstar Samoa Joe.
I mean, Joe Hendry did do the walk away.
He did, yeah, that is fair. Oh, now, the more you say it, the more I now picture Samoa Joe running.
I think the internet may melt down. Like I call them the AEW gremlins. Would melt down if Samoa Joe was in WWE. Like, oh my goodness.
I would love it, honestly. Like Samoa Joe back in NXT. Yes. Sign me up for Samoa Joe back in NXT.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Joe Hendry, that is, wins with the standing ovation, that weird chokeslam thingy that he does. I rate this 2 3/4. I've got to be completely honest here, and it sucks I've got to do this, but I've got to be honest. I really hope this match opens some eyes, like within WWE and within NXT and within the audiences who watch those shows, because Hendry has never been the best in-ring performer. What he lacks in ring, he has in charisma. Yeah, he has in character. The crowd were really into this, which adds more fuel to the fire that I think the crowd plants. There wasn't much to get hyped about in this match. There really wasn't much to get hyped about in this match. I did like the intro though, when he cut off his entrance to do a dive over the top rope onto Gallus. I did like that. And I also like the pseudo Eddie Guerrero spot with the chair. It was plainly obvious that the chair wasn't even used. By the way, ref, like it was very clear. But it also, if the chair was used and you're throwing out Gallus because of that, that's a DQ, surely. You know?
You think?
If they use a chair and Hendry's laid out on an announce table, right? He's knocked out. Oh no! Like Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, you just cost your coffee the match. DQ.
Yeah, you'd think.
So many inconsistencies in this match. But yeah, there was also what I believe to be a first time ever in that an American crowd actually tried to start a chant. A custom chant. And I think they were trying to do it to Journey's Don't Stop Believing for Joe Hendry. But I can't remember how it went.
I don't stop. I don't know. I can't remember. It was awful.
Yeah, it was like, so it was the Don't Stop Believing, and then the Joe Hendry.
If you're gonna sing this theme song, jeez.
Like even during his entrance, they weren't in tune.
Bruh.
It's not hard.
I'm sorry. Now I know. Shout out Pencil and Nikki. I know she didn't necessarily know. Like, I think she actually they're fully. No, they're all fans. They're all just they're plants, man.
They're fucking plants.
What are we doing? Because I know for a fact that during lockdown, when they had some audience in, they were. So it's difficult because I know people in that crowd. I spotted people I recognised in that crowd a few weeks ago. So it's difficult. But the section on the hard cam, they are plans. I'm not. They are 100%. They pass around sheets of chants. I'm convinced.
They do. They must do.
Like they're being told what to say and what to sing. Because that didn't feel natural.
Mm-hmm.
The singing didn't feel natural.
But also, it's like if you're doing a custom chant, right? Like suddenly everyone's in on it. It's like if you're doing a custom chant that isn't a regular wrestling chant, like people aren't gonna know what you're gonna say, and You say it once or twice. Oh, and suddenly 5 others have got it from across the room. It's like there's not. This is not a coincidence.
No. You get football chants. Like you see all these reaction videos of Americans reacting to football chants and stuff. Like, how do they know these songs? They're practicing in the pub. That's how they know these songs.
Yeah, they do.
These I want. If anyone watching this is in that crowd, I want a picture of this sheet of songs. Because there is a hymn sheet essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
But, however, the match itself, meh.
Yeah.
Because, and again, TNA through and through. I'm losing interest in Joe Hendry.
You don't believe anymore.
My belief is...
It's dwindling.
Falling. Quite a lot. I still sing the song, but that's out of habit now.
Yeah.
Like...
Which again, by the way, is not a hard song to sing. NXT crowds. It's not a hard song to sing. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. It's 11 words.
Yeah. It's because I know he's leaving. He hasn't said anything, he hasn't done this or done that, but he's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And that pisses me off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind so much when their contract comes to an end, and then they're free agent for a little bit, and then they go to WWE, or then they go to AEW. Okay. But the fact WWE are tapping up talent, because that's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, it's so frustrating to watch because people see some people in WWE. As much as I want to enjoy this TNA NXT thing, I said it before, I'll say it again. Enough of the nicey nice shit. What's the point of it all? Because if all it is just, so we're not, if NXT aren't using this guy, let's send him to TNA for a day. But we want some people from TNA too. Let's get their top stars. That's not how this should work. But it's because people still see TNA as a small company.
Mm-hmm.
When go back through the history of TNA, the amount of people currently on the main roster of WWE on AEW Weekly,
yeah.
Like, you go through the backstage of WWE, you've got Abyss, you've got Petey Williams, you've got Daivari, you've got Nick Aldis, and then you go to the main roster. Just put some respect on TNA's name.
Also mentioning like Okada, Tanahashi, Sanada, and they're currently in New Japan.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just if Joe Hendry leaves now and goes to NXT, fine, I'm done. But the longer he stays on TNA and acts like he's interested in staying with TNA, the more I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
I posted something this morning because on TNA the crowd were chanting at Josh Alexander, "You sold out, you sold out," which is bullshit. If anything, Joe Hendry's selling out. Why are you getting pissed off at Josh Alexander? He didn't sell out. He's still there. I mean, he'll be gone. His contract's up, he's gone. But he's not selling out.
Mm-hmm.
It just really irritates me.
Yeah.
And the match was meh. It just was, because it's Joe Coffey. All of Gallus, they need to be in a 6-man tag to be decent.
I mean, I will disagree with you there. I think Wolfgang and Mark Coffey are trash in general, but Joe Coffey is a good wrestler. He's a sound wrestler who can actually do it. It's just he's been lumped with these two wastes of space in his brother and Wolfgang. If Joe Coffey was his own person, like his own like singles wrestler, like he'd be absolutely fine. Like, look at his time in NXT UK before Gallus. Like, he was great. ICW, he was great. Like,
yeah. In ICW, I'll give it. ICW, he's one of the best Zero-G champions in ICW history, without question. NXT UK, his match against Pete Dunne at Takeover Blackpool didn't do a lot for me. That, like, it generally didn't, like, especially for the NXT UK Takeover cards, like Gunther Walter versus Tyler Bate from Takeover Cardiff is one of my favourite matches I've ever watched on WWE, especially. But just Joe Coffey didn't do an awful lot for me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I don't really like him as a person. That's a bad interaction. I don't like him as a person. That's just a bad interaction. And also, you know, just Google Joe Coffey speaking out, and you'll get the picture.
That's fair.
But
yeah, that's fair enough. It's just, I don't know. It's weird because like Coffey's not one of those guys that you associate with that whole thing, but
he got suspended.
I don't, but you know, because I don't think I know about it personally. But yeah, we move on from that because we don't want to linger on that.
No.
So yeah, post match from that, Hendry says his time at NXT is not over. He likes it there, and he might just stay a little longer.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H, whatever, buy Joe Hendry's contract. Buy it now because I'm losing interest slowly.
Yeah.
Buy his contract out because I'm checked out of Joe Hendry mentally in TNA now. So
yeah. Is he still appearing in TNA?
Yeah, but because it's tapings and it's only 2 days of tapings, like it's just easier to do it.
Right.
2 days and you can appear live in NXT every week.
Yeah.
TNA just did tapings in Tampa, so it's not too far for him to go.
Yeah. I think we're going towards Joe Hendry and Ethan Page for the title.
Yeah.
And I think then we'll get the first ever WWE custom entrance video for Ethan Page. And after that, I think he'll be done with WWE until his contract runs out on TNA, and then he goes to WWE.
I'm pretty confident his contract's up in and around October.
This year?
Yeah, it's on a 3-year deal. This will be his third Bound for Glory. He debuted Bound for Glory. This will be his third.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm like 80% sure his contract's up. A 3-year deal, and he's done. It's to be his third Bound for Glory. So
yeah, I mean, you never know. He might resign for another 3.
Oh, maybe it might be different. Because what I remember is he was signed to a pay per appearance deal with TNA in the beginning.
Yeah.
But because he did so well in his match at Bound for Glory, well, as soon as he worked for the curtain, they ripped up that contract and gave him a new one. But I'm pretty sure because at that point TNA were only giving out 3-year deals.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's when. I
think it depends on how highly valued Hendry was at the time for TNA to keep him. They might have broken their own standard to offer him a 5-year or a 10. Well, not 10-year, but to offer him a 5-year contract.
At most, it'll be 4.
Yeah.
It may be 3 because with Josh it was 3 with an option for an extra year.
Yeah.
They might have done that. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it's a very awkward scenario because obviously we're very different people in regards to what we watch and what we enjoy mostly. I don't have any particular horse in the battle for Hendry's contract, whether it's WWE, TNA. I don't think he's going to WWE. I mean, I think he will eventually, but I don't think he's going right now. And I don't think WWE have got any interest in buying his contract out right now. Because I think they've seen him in ring and they can see that he's kind of standard. Like, he can wrestle, it's just not great.
Yeah. I'll just be annoyed.
Yeah,
because
like when you buy Hendry, when you sign Hendry or you hire Hendry, whatever, you're paying essentially for promos and character work and maybe a custom song. You know, like you're not necessarily paying for the wrestler, which I know sucks to say. I know that sucks to hear it. If Hendry, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. I don't think you are listening, but if you are, it's just.
I think Joe Henry's muted me.
Yeah.
I think that's muted me because I used to get quite a lot of interaction from him. Then something happened. It wasn't an issue, but something happened at a show. And then I tweeted him, he didn't... Like, I used to get quite a lot of interaction with Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Now I get nothing after that one incident. I may be thinking it, but it's just a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Say his name, he might as well disappear. Going to NXT is Joe Hendry.
Pop your pop, see you soon.
So yeah, we move on from that to a Chase U vignette. They've got a new classroom, thanks to Ridge Holland and I guess his main roster funds. Ridge says that he's pulled his last string with Ava, and Chase U will get a tag title shot against the winner of a tag title match tonight. Firstly, what favours does Ridge have to pull with Ava, sorry? Like, what? Like, where are these strings? What has Ridge done for Ava? Like,
It's so mad. How it happened though? What has he got on Ava?
Yeah. This is like Shane McMahon coming to the other way with the weird little box being like, "Hey Dad, I got your secrets." It was very weird. But yeah, so they announced that Ridge does, sorry, to the class, and Duke's like, "Yeah, well, I'm gonna get ready with Mr. Chase, and we're gonna win next week." And Ridge is like, "Oh no, sorry lad, I should have explained." And then he says, "It'll be me and Mr. Chase." And Duke looks confused as Thea and Co celebrate the news, and Riley and Duke exchange confused looks. I think we're gonna get a breakaway soon.
I thought that when I saw the new t-shirts.
Yeah. New classroom, new t-shirts, new teacher.
Chase U Wolfpack, if you will.
Chase. Woo!
Yeah.
Just you
Okay.
just hear the Chase. Woo! And like down.
Yeah. I mean, it's the right colours.
Yeah, yes, she is. Come on in, Sting. Yeah, you point to me. I'll do the unbox. But yeah, I think we're going to break away soon. Probably Duke and Riley, if I had to guess.
Yeah. See that one.
These are the two that they've had issues with Ridge, and Ridge is the main factor right now. But saying that, they survived Jace Jane, so at this rate, who knows?
Exactly.
But yeah, backstage, Brooks Jensen gets accosted by Shawn Spears while getting a punch drink, a drink of Hawaiian punch. Okay, back to the party though. Brinley, Carly Bright that is, and someone else, I don't know her name, talk about how deep the women's division is. It's so deep, as women I don't know names for. Mr. Stone declares a multi-women's match for the women that Roxanne hasn't beaten yet. Okay, that's kind of cool, I guess. And then in come the Good Brothers, who they still work here apparently. Who generally just make a stink of everything that they're involved in, as usual. And of course they appear. They're like, "Huh, this sucks. I'm off." And then fighting breaks out, and then the feet cuts. Okay. The main thing is that Robert Stone announced the women's match, which I thought was pretty cool. So a bunch of women that Roxanne's not beaten yet, so she can beat them afterwards.
Yeah. These are going to be the people. Does that include everyone who's at the PC?
Just all the trainees.
Like, because there's not very many people left. I mean, I think obviously who's going to win this one.
Of course. Carly Bright.
But yeah, that's going. What's the Good Brothers stuff? What was WWE's charity? Don't be a bully, be a star.
That was it, yeah.
The opposite.
I know, it reminds me of just, Adam Rose. Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. Way!
By the way, shout out the Rosebuds as the most successful faction in WWE history.
It might be, honestly.
Like, so fair play.
I'm waiting for like the cameo of like Roman Reigns was once a Rosebud. Like, just who is that weird Samoan-looking guy with the really long black hair? Hey.
Have you seen Adam Rose recently?
Mm-hmm.
Dude is jacked, but still got lollipop.
Yeah, of course. That's why, wouldn't you? Anyway, we get adverts. Future NXT episodes will feature CM Punk on October 1st and Randy Orton on October 8th. Because these are to celebrate NXT's changing broadcast deals to the CW. So they're going to be on there, and the first two shows will have appearances from CM Punk and Randy Orton. How much do you bet that these appearances will be accompanied by some sort of extra appearance? Like Punk with Drew, or Randy with Gunther, or something like that,
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but yeah. I think it might be the first time Randy's been on NXT. Like, ever.
Maybe.
Not Punk, because Punk was obviously Nexus but like...
Yeah. Is it Randy's son in NXT? Or on Performance Center?
I didn't know he had a son. I thought he had daughters.
Yeah. I think Randy's son is on... There's a picture of him at Performance Center, but it's 2.0 at this point. When the picture behind it, there's 2.0 stuff. But
oh, cool.
I think your son in NXT.
Nexus King. Imagine that being your son. Imagine your legacy being carried over to him. I'm sorry, I should do so badly of like Brian Pillman himself, but it's like, come on, man. Lexus, what are you doing? Like, you slightly won me over with a choice of music that you like. That's about it.
That's literally it. That's all we've got.
But anyway, move on to the next match of the night, which wasn't announced. It's a throwaway match. It's Ren Sinclair against Carly Bright's friend, Kendall Gray. Yeah. And Kendall has her own music now. So there's no more of that. Ah, yeah. So yeah, Ren Sinclair wins with the front face driver. I don't know what it's called on mine. I can't remember what it's called. Do you know like the weird like headlock driver thing?
Yeah. Honestly, I forgot about this match altogether. Like, I knew who wins. I forgot about any details of this match.
Yeah, fair.
But it was because it was all set up to lead to one thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to say.
Oh, but imagine if Kendall won. You know what, Charlie? You get no Heritage Cup match. Ren, you can't join the group. You know what? They should do that. Like, build something so it's painstakingly obvious what's going to happen. And then be like, aha, actually, no.
Yeah. It's worth.
Yeah.
It's worth us.
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah. It's like, what if Kendall had just beaten Ren by fluke? You know? And Ren can't join the group now, and Charlie hasn't got a shot. So he has more reason now to hate Ren and not put her in his group. Because she cost him a Heritage Cup match. There's story right there you can use.
Yeah. Fair play to Kendall Gray and Carly Bright for getting on TV every week.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
You're on TV every week. Fair play.
Yeah, they're on TV every week, but where's Fallon Henley? Where's JCJ? Where's Gigi Dolan? Where's she been?
Injured.
Oh, she's injured. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. I'll take it back.
She's injured.
I don't follow the injury news. I probably should, to be fair, but you know, I don't follow it. So that's why I'm always a bit unaware of injuries. It's like I think Seth Rollins got an injury or something like that, which makes sense because he took like 7 tsunamis from like the biggest wrestler I've seen walking. yeah. So if he wasn't injured before that, he is now. Yeah, but I loved that on Raw. Just a quick tangent to go to Raw quickly. Like I loved it. It was like 1 tsunami, and like he's like 2 tsunami. Yeah, he's like 3 tsunami. And then at this point, refs come out and security and whatever. They're like, "Stop it! Don't do it!" And he's like, 4 tsunami. I loved it.
Excellent. That's going to do a lot for us to really have here for it.
It actually is because it also is just a good meme as well. Like, it's a good like wrestling meme of him just constantly going up and hitting the tsunami. Like, I think he hit it like 7 times, like in a row.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, the match itself. I rated 2 stars. It was shorter than 5 minutes, makes sense. Kinda. The main thing was that Ren gets to join the NQCC. Kendall has a good upside to her. Her wrestling background, if she has one, that is, or just a natural affinity to pro wrestling. It works well for her. You can see that she's green and still learning, but she's definitely more sound in the ring than her counterpart, Carly Bright. Who, to put it in comparison, there was another Miles Bourne incident in this match, where Kendall Gray literally base suplexes him to the barricade. Carly Gray just trips him up.
It's like, from the wrong angle, it looks like he just fell over.
It does, yeah. Because the thing is, the angle on TV was the wrong angle. Like it just looked like he backed away and fell over. Like, and then Kai's like, what? But you know, so now we go off of that into a vignette. It's another Javon Evans Superstar Spotlight thingy. Javon talks about Matt Bloom, who you might know as Albert, or you might know as Lord Tensai, as when Javon apparently watched him on TV as Lord Tensai. But which Lord Tensai was it? Was it the Japanese tattoo Tensai? Or was it, you know, the dancing hippo? Sorry, the hip-hop hippo, that's what it was called. The hip-hop hippo.
Yeah.
I really want to know, like, the timeline of this. Because Tensai was, I think, 2011?
Yeah.
About then.
About that, yeah.
So I really want to know this timeline that he's working with. You know, I remember growing up, I saw John Moxley appear at AEW, and I remember going crazy for that.
The fact, for me, that's A-Train.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is A-Train. That is a train.
One very small tangent. A-Train was the only wrestler I used to play as on video games, like SmackDown Straight Your Mouth. Mm-hmm. It was always A-Train. I liked A-Train.
Yeah.
That was it. Never wanted to match as A-Train, but I just loved using A-Train.
So my counter answer to that is Rikishi. I always play as Rikishi.
That's fair.
I love doing the stink face. I don't know why.
You can't do that in the 2K games at the minute.
No, you can't.
Like, why have they got rid of the stink face? That's his whole thing.
I think it's because I think in today's society, it's, I think, regarded as quite a sexual thing. Although I don't know how it's sexual with Rikishi.
Yeah, well, that's his whole thing.
Like, he wears a skirt. Well, not a skirt, but he wears like some weird sort of like Samoan Hawaiian thingy that shows off his entire ass. You can literally see his ass in the ring.
It's so bad. I had a figure of Rikishi, and like, it was very, very detailed, like too detailed on the ass part. Like, I need to find that out because it is insane.
Mm-hmm. I remember I had this. No, this is not Rikishi. This is Brock Lesnar. I had this Brock Lesnar like stretchy toy thing. So it was like an oversized Brock Lesnar, and his upper part, his torso upwards would like bend back and forth, and every now and then it'd be a bit bent forward like that, and you'd see this little like, I think it was like some sort of like marketing or some sort of like factory production label, but like written on like the bottom part of his back. So I grew up thinking Brock Lesnar had a tramp stamp. Obviously, at the time I didn't know it as a tramp stamp growing up, but I realise now that sort of I thought he had a tramp stamp when I was younger, of just like production thing.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah.
How did we went from that? We went from fucking Javon Evans talking about Albert to to video games, to Rikishi, to Brock Lesnar and tramp stamps. Things we do on this channel. Right. So in the parking lot, the dreaded NXT parking lot, Femi reveals that the atrocity from the last 2 weeks has been rectified. He's got a match next week on TV against anyone who wants a shot at his title. So basically, he's not got a match. He's just got an open challenge.
Yeah.
But again, how would you not book this man on your 2-week TV special? in a title match against literally anyone. Fuck it, bring yourself on TNA. Yeah. If you're that uncertain on your NXT talent, bring in a TNA guy. Bring in A-Train, exactly. True. Of course. Kenny Omega.
Honestly, that would kind of slap. I would. As long as his ass beat is fine. Can he wrestle anyway? Is he still injured? I don't know.
I have no idea. He did that one appearance in a suit, and he got beat up by the Elite. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the Elite.
Bitch.
It's annoying. Again, one more tangent.
Here you go.
It's annoying because I often find myself singing, "Never look back, no, never say die."
Oh, yeah.
I hate that so much, but I keep singing it.
Never look back, no, never say die. Always a time when the warrior cry. Never look back, no, never retreat. Never look back in a state of defeat. Never look back, no, never say die. I love PTA.
I thought I liked it, so I convinced myself that if it's cool, I'll watch it. I don't. Elite, I don't care about it. Being the Elite, it's awful.
Fair.
But I think it's awful.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I disagree wholeheartedly, fully, completely. I think they're one of the best things on AEW TV. I convinced myself to like it, and I didn't actually like it all that much. Yeah. But so yeah, Overi talks about the open challenge you got next week, because it's not a match, it's an open challenge. And then he gets upstaged by Tony D'Angelo, who just hijacks the interview to simply just say, "I'm fighting Charlie Dempsey next week." Okay. And then Femi's just there like,
yeah, they don't go back to it.
no, they don't. The interviewer just stays with Tony D'Angelo and then just watches them leave. What, Femi? We weren't done talking.
I think it might be someone from the family, you know.
What, the interviewer?
The challenger. I think we stacked.
Yeah, why not? Fucking handicap match for the title. Stacks and Luca against Femi.
Walking weapon.
Steve Blackman.
Like in his prime, let's do it.
How about 20 years off his prime? Let's do it, yeah.
You never know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Even though we did.
I would pop. I'd pop so hard for that. Just the. I would love that so much.
Let's go.
Fucking bring in the fucking like the mini kendo sticks.
Lethal weapon, yes, do it.
The walking weapon and the lethal weapon team up to be the weapons of destruction. Right.
Like a graphic.
So we move on to the NXT Tag Team Championships main event. Nathan Frazier and Axiom team up against MSK, Wesley and Zachary Wentz. On a side note, Fraxium could be a team name.
I think Nathan Frazier's made he put a tweet out saying who do you want Fraxium to face next.
Oh, that should be their name. It should be their name. Fraxium.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It makes sense. I don't like tag team names where they just have their names. Like, you need a name for a tag team.
Yeah, like Fraxium.
I don't like it. Yeah. You need a name.
Or like
It took ages for like 8.
Like Wesley and Zachary Wentz, they could be called like Wesns. Lentz. There you go, Lentz.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. So this match, I don't know if it's a surprise or not, or an upset. But Nathan and Axiom win and retain following the assisted golden ratio to Wesley. I rated this 4 stars. This was a great main event, and I can see the decision behind this going over the world title match. Great match, plenty of high octane moves, exactly what you expect from these two teams. The main story on play here would be, could NXT win back the titles they pretty much never lost in the first place? And could they beat, essentially, their replacements in NXT in the new high-flying duo? Yeah, Nathan and Axiom are the new MSK, at least in NXT, while they've been not MSK. So could MSK do it? Could they do it? Could they win the titles back and, reclaim their legacy? Turns out the answer is no. Great match, though.
Match.
So what do you think of purely the match?
Just the match.
Just the match.
Yeah. Banger. It genuinely was. It's not very often in wrestling now where I'm like reacting to the near falls and like, or like standing up, but it got me because I just love the Rascals. First of all, MSK, love them. Fraxium are incredible, and it just work. They work, and I'm here for all of it. You've got, it's very similar styles, but also not similar. Like, I mean, I'll always pop for a Spanish Fly. That is my favorite wrestling move ever. I will always love a Spanish Fly. And then you get the golden ratio. You got MSK, the Rascals, particularly MSK, in my opinion, are the best at double team maneuvers.
Oh yeah.
They have the best double team maneuvers. A very close second would have been LAX and Tyler Ortiz.
That's fair. Yeah.
But like MSK especially, you know when a team are close because they're able to do stuff like that. The timing of it is insane.
I've got a counterpoint for you. Young Bucks. They're literally brothers. They literally spent their whole lives together.
I can't really comment because I've only ever seen one Young Bucks match.
Wow. You are missing out.
Yeah.
You are missing out. Also, you would have seen Young Bucks in TNA. Generation Me.
No. I didn't start watching until 2012, and Jeremy had gone. It came back once for a one night only pay-per-view. It had a ladder match against Bad Influence. Yeah. And okay, but the only other Gen Me matches I saw they were against each other.
Yeah.
It's like Ultimate X and stuff. So I didn't actually see a lot of Generation Me. Wow. Thankfully.
Wow.
I think I'm getting it.
You've been robbed. You've been absolutely robbed. You have of the best tag team in the world. Currently, not ever, but currently.
And Uh, yeah. There will always be Max and Jeremy Buck.
Wow. Wow. I'll have you know,
Too indie.
that's Matthew and Nicholas Jackson to you.
Max and Jeremy, but yeah.
I can't believe he just said that. Did you just... I can't believe you just said that.
And there will always be backup dancers to Tara.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Tara lip thinking of something that he was saying.
But so now we've gone past the match, the main event. The post-match, of course, they embrace, all three of them. They hug it out essentially. They're crying because they couldn't get it done, but never fear, they'll band back together and they'll win it in the future because they're MSK and they never give up, never surrender. And they're just hanging around the ring and it goes on for a bit too long, and things start to get a bit suspicious as to why they're still there and why the camera's still on them and why the champions aren't in the ring celebrating. And it's like, okay, whatever, it's gonna be a thing, and maybe Wesley's leaving for a bit, or maybe they're all leaving for a bit to go to TNA or something to do their stuff there as a trio. And then super kick to Trey, who sells it like death.
Like he's been shot.
And then Zachary's like, he's your brother, what are you doing? And then boom, low blow. And at this point, for context, I've been predicting wrestling for a good number of years. I have never once jumped out of my seat or exclaimed physical happiness at something happening because I predicted I predicted it was going to happen. When I said last week that Wesley was going to turn on the Rascals, I was met by you, Craig, with ridicule, and disbelief. That's not going to happen. There's no way that would happen. I don't see that happening. No. And then on Twitter, people were like, nah, they're going to continue doing what they're doing. They're going to go to TNA. They're going to keep being a trio. Or they might do a separate tags thing or whatever. And I'm like one of the few. I'm like one of the minority here who are going, no, it makes sense. Think of the story. Think of everything that they've been doing. Think of the fact that Wesley's been by himself for the last 3 years-ish. He's had all this time in his own thoughts, not talking presumably, to Trey and Zachary. Obviously in kayfabe he has been because they're friends and all that. But in kayfabe he hasn't been talking to them. He's been by himself with no support network. No friends. These friends who were meant to be there with him till the end, just leaving him in the dust, leaving him to waste away on NXT. Sure, he won the North American title, sure, and he's got one of the best reigns known for that title, sure. But he lost it. He got injured and he had to vacate it, and he never won it back because Femi took it over. There is so much residing in Wesley's mind, so much hatred that he wanted to unleash on someone, and it just so happens, almost magically, that MSK are suddenly back in NXT. Zachary's here, Trey's here. It's oh my god, this is the perfect opportunity for me to show them how I feel and to actually give them a piece of their medicine. So, congrats Wesley. Congrats to me for predicting it, but big well done to Wesley for actually doing it. You absolutely needed that. and you legitimately might be my favorite character right now in NXT. So go ahead, Craig. Your thoughts.
When the camera panned on them and when they were hugging, my exact words, I have a bad feeling.
You're like, fucking DP. He jinxed it.
And then super kick. With my soul, I went, fuck you. I was pissed. I can't. This is fucking wrestling. This is wrestling. When you get that reaction, like, oh my goodness. First of all, yeah, this is gonna be so good. I cannot wait for this. This is gonna be so damn good. But the other side of it, Wes saying, "You left me, you left me, you left me." He got fired. He didn't leave you. He was fired because his ex-wife posted a picture of him doing something stupid. Like, this is like, he didn't. Trey didn't leave you either. You left Trey. You left. That's my like non-fan brain trying to work this stuff out. But yeah, and then did you seen the video after the show went off air on social media? Trey and Wentz have been taken back to medical by referee and stuff. Trey is crying, like weeping, saying, "He's my brother. He was my brother." It practically broke me. Like, this is how it should be.
Yeah. It's like, I think the only other time I remember being physically like that much joyous at something like that happening was when Seth Rollins cashed in at Mania 31. And I remember hearing the music and I was like, fuck yes! Come on, Seth! Fucking take this belt away from fucking Roman and from fucking Brock. Like, just take the title and do whatever you're gonna do with it. Just don't fucking lose. And I was like, okay, yes, okay, yes, okay, yes. Curb stop, yes, yeah. I realise now that I'm very Otis-like in my actions, but but yeah, no. This is the only time now that I can say that I've been like to the point of what's the word? Ecstasy. That's the word. Yeah, like that something like this happened, because not only did it happen, and not only did I predict it, which is also part of the reasoning for it, but also because predicted bit because no one else saw it happening, and it was like only me and a handful of others had the idea it was happening, and it was like, then this actually needed to happen. Like, Wesley needed this heel turn. He needed this because he's been the same boring babyface for about the last half a year or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm gonna beat Ovemi. Yeah, no, you're not. I'm gonna win that title. No, you're not. Put me in a 4-way. I'm gonna win. No, you're not. Put me against Ovemi singles. I'm gonna win. No, you're not. There was no way you'll get the title back from Ovemi. So it was like just boring babyface promo. Cool, whatever. Do what you gotta do and lose. Then cry about it, and then leave NXT again. Like, he needed it. He needed this heel turn completely and absolutely. Like, and honestly, you could have done it against any face in NXT. Like, it wouldn't have been the same as doing it against Zachary and Trey. And I believe that's the reason why they brought in Trey and Zachary. Not to reform MSK or the Rascals. I mean, maybe for a little bit. But the main reason was for the Wes Hill turn.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it, and I cannot wait to see what he does next.
So good. I'm really curious as to how they're going to do this, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is Wes going to face them both at the same time? They have to have a match.
Handicap match.
That's my thing. Like, how are they going to do this?
My only thought.
So that's what I want to watch.
Yeah. My only fear with this is that they use this as a way to like get in Sean Spears. And it's like, Wes, I see you're conflicted, Wes. Join me, Wes. You've got unlimited anger and resentment. I don't know why he's doing this, but Wes, I got a plan for you all. But I just see it being something that they try and do and try and weasel in Sean Spears to try and recruit him because he's like full of anger and resentment and whatever, and it's like he can manipulate Wes into doing his bidding and whatever, and I can see that going the way they go with it, and I don't want them to. Wes needs to be his own guy, like, and I don't know who he team with to face MSK. Maybe a heel from TNA itself. I don't know.
I guess MSK or the Rascals, though. I don't know.
I guess they would just be the Rascals, but I also guess they would probably face him one-on-one. In fact, I'd probably have it so that it's like Trey Miguel refuses to fight him because he's too heartbroken by it, and Zachary's trying to.
That would make sense.
Yeah, like I'd have Trey refuse to fight him to the point where at the PLE he fights him. Because Wes has done unspeakable things to Zachary, and he's injured Zachary, to the point where Trey has to do something now to step up, and it's going to kill him to do it, but he's got to put some sense into Wesley, and that's how I booked the next PLE.
I hope Wentz doesn't get injured. He's got an Ultimate X match at Emergence. That doesn't get injured.
Oh no, I meant Wentz. Sorry, that was that. Not Wes. Oh, Wentz. Oh, sorry.
Wentz,
oh,
yeah.
Wentz. Sorry, it's a Wes. But no, for me, like the show was good, like overall, but this knocked out the park. Like,
yeah, that's it. And arguably the better of the two nights.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Like everything was building to this, and it's like I'm watching it, and I'm like, I'm looking for little signs here and there. Is Wesley annoyed, or is he gonna give a scowl or give a dote to the camera or something like that? And there's nothing. And I'm like, okay. And it's like the match happens. And it's like he got pinned again. Okay. And the camera hangs around as they're hugging. And it's like they're hanging around too long on this on this camera.
A bad feeling.
There's those moments that like I kind of wish that we could have been in the same room watching it as some sort of like watch along live stream or something. Yeah, just have our completely polar opposite reactions.
Jeez.
Like my ecstasy to your nightmare. Like
I was quiet for like a good minute.
Just solemn.
In the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done. Very well done.
Well done. Very well done. Well done, WWE, NXT, Shawn Michaels, fucking Triple H, whoever's doing it. William Regal, Ava. Well fucking done. But, have you got any other comments on the show? or that moment in particular.
No, just like I said, this was arguably the better of the two nights.
Yeah. Oh, also, I should have said, he does throw Trey into a barricade and hits a meteor on Wentz against the steel steps. To a chorus of arsehole chants, which is fine, and then the "Why, where's why" chants. Again, why would a crowd collectively chant that?
Yeah, that's something they put as a highlight on the posts and stuff, as a comment on the post. You don't chant that.
No, you don't. Like, why, where's why? Why, where's why? And everyone's like, why, where's why? It's just, yeah, I think they're plants. I mean, I'm more convinced now that they are plants than I've been before. Like, and again, shout out to Pencil and Nikki. Like, Nikki, if you watch this, like, just understand our points of view on this, because, and see if you can justify it yourself as to why fans will be chanting the specific phrase, why, where's why? Or trying to start a chant to Journeys Does Not Believe In. Completely out of tune as well, by the way. There's just little things here and there that they say, the same faces, not every week, but similar faces that you see every week. It's just a bit too much of a coincidence to be a coincidence. So, yeah, I think we're both firmly in camp plant.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, that does bring an end to this show, this review for Great American Bash Part 2. As always, please go check out Craig. He's got his YouTube and his Twitter is just underneath him there. He always puts out some sort of tweet, something TNA related, or some sort of like community engagement poll, or some sort of community engagement post where it's like, well, what's your favourite this? Or what do you think of this? Or whatever, something like that. And also, he's got his previews of TNA Weekly, as well as his PLE reviews, because he's stopped doing TV show reviews. The coward. But yeah, just give Craig a follow and a general follow on all his socials, because honestly, despite what I say, he's a great guy. But yeah, that does bring an end to the show, and as always, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment if you agree, if you disagree, see more of me, less of me. I don't know how that works, but if you see less of me, let me know. If I see someone else other than Craig come on for a bit, if I see more of Craig on other videos, perhaps, let me know. And as always, if you've got any ideas for channel yourself, or any other shows that you think I should watch, and maybe add as a side review to this, let me know. I've got IWTV. I've got a whole library of indie wrestling I can watch. I've got various ways I can watch other kinds of wrestling. So, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. But yeah, that does bring an end to this video. As always, our outlets are underneath as well. Our Twitch, our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a follow to Queer Time for my co-host here, there, and everywhere. And yeah, that does bring an end to this, and I'll bid you adieu.